She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet.
We been at it for quite some time. She did a couple lines, she fell in line, and that's when I just crept from behind. I told her, quick bitch, assume the position. Listen, you in all types of angles is what I've envisioned. So just open up, point and click, and let me hit that spot. I guarantee if you open up, it'll benefit both of us. If you can see what I see, we can share that vision. If you can feel the vibe I'm sending you, then let's get busy. She got that wet, soaking up my sheets and shit. Pussy be dripping, she left my car seat soaking wet. I won't forget that shit, flying through the islands. 11:59 Thursday night, about a minute to Friday. She was real lit, dog on some real shit. From the spot that I schooled her up at, she kept it real wet. Man, that pussy be leaking like a faucet. I can hear her splashing round the passenger seat, and I ain't even touched it.
She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet.
Simple logic, to fix a leak you must plug it. I'm not talking just touching that, I'm talking about really fucking it. Jumping on that wet, in and out that wet. Trying to do a lot of things that I ain't never done yet. You know what, just flip around, get your ass up and your head down. Arch your back, push it back, girl, don't worry, I don't kiss and tell. I hate the fucking bell, but I got a fucking bell. I got a couple more leaks to plug, but I'ma send that bill. We need that understanding, you need to understand me. I need that wet bitch, and I know arm candy. I need a bitch to do that dirt, to give me everything she worth. But before everything else, give me that pussy first. Give me that wet, and we can settle everything. We can see if that pussy's tight enough for a wedding ring. So can I see that wet, or is it even wet? Yeah, yo, let me play with it. I guarantee I get it wet.
She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it 4 hours and she ain't done yet.
Yo, before you go, let's grind it out. Before you roll, let's ride it out. When I say it, I really mean it. It meaning you swallow semen soon as you get wet and hot, just like a jacuzzi. Cause the weed and liquor I provide influence you to do me and my homies. Cause it ain't fun if they can't have none. The second you give them some, I guarantee you gon' have some fun. Let's play a couple games, let's learn each other's names. Let's use some random aliases, not no real names. Cause if you're looking for love, you're looking in all the wrong spots. I use sex as recreation, it's rec time. We up and at it. This box you got is flooded up, her cat keeps leaking. I ain't no limp, I get it up. You fuck with me, then know your roll. Get on the floor, get down on foes. You get that ass and bag it up and let me see that Tootsie Roll. We've been at it for hours and I ain't take a break yet. You should've came with the caution sign labeled
slippery when it's wet.
She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it for hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it for hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it for hours and she ain't done yet. She got that wet. She keeps it wet. Said we been at it for hours and she ain't done yet.